On January 9, Iran reportedly disconnected its 8.5 million residents from the outside world, cutting off the country's digital links in a sweeping blackout. Iran shut down the internet amid a wave of simmering anti-government protests, as authorities tried to slow mobilization and reduce coordination. Internet access and even telephone lines were reportedly snapped to curb the sharing of protest accounts across Iran, limiting real-time video and eyewitness reporting. Before the shutdown, many Iranians were still able to reach banned apps and platforms using tools like VPNs, keeping some channels open despite censorship. As the crackdown tightened, Iranians increasingly turned to Elon Musk's Starlink to broadcast images and videos from intense protests, bypassing state-controlled networks. But in a fresh escalation, the Iranian regime reportedly began jamming Starlink connectivity across parts of the country, trying to close the last major window to the outside world. Iran Wire claimed that around 30% of Starlink's uplink and downlink traffic was initially disrupted, suggesting the interference started as partial blocking. Iranian media reports later claimed the Starlink outage worsened dramatically, escalating to more than 80% disruption as jamming intensified. Since January 9, much of the information leaving Iran has reportedly been transmitted via Starlink, making the satellite network a critical lifeline for reporting. Estimates suggest roughly 40,000 to 50,000 Iranians use Starlink for uncensored access, relying on satellite terminals to avoid state monitoring. Experts warn that with Starlink being jammed and treated as illegal, users could face arrest and even execution if caught with devices, depending on how charges are framed. Analysts told the Times of Israel that Iran's move resembles Russia's attempts to jam Starlink in Ukraine, where electronic warfare has targeted communications and drones. Cybersecurity expert Azam Jangravi said many people are being killed and injured by Iranian security forces, and the blackout makes it harder to know exactly what is happening. She said most information coming out since Thursday night appeared to be transmitted via Starlink, which she noted is now illegal and therefore dangerous to possess. Jangravi warned that if someone is arrested with a Starlink device, authorities could accuse them of working for Israel or the United States and then justify severe punishment. She added that non-violent protest becomes difficult to sustain when security force violence is extreme, and warned the protests could die down unless something changes quickly. She also argued that if outside help is coming, it needs to arrive soon, because the next 2 or 3 days could be decisive for protest momentum. Experts also claim the Iranian regime used a type of kill-switch approach to disrupt Starlink's satellite network, implying coordinated and high-end electronic warfare. Reports say the jammer technology involved is expensive and military-grade, raising questions over whether Iran's allies helped supply or upgrade the equipment. A digital rights expert told Iran Wire this is the first time such jammers have been seen in his 20 years of research, highlighting how unusual the interference is. Amir Rashidi, Director of Digital Rights and Security at MIAN, said this level of interference comes from military equipment known as jammers, and he had not witnessed it in 2 decades. He said the technology is highly sophisticated and likely military-grade, and suggested it may have been supplied by Russia or China, unless Iran developed it domestically. Reports also claim the alleged kill switch costs about $1.56 million per hour to operate, meaning the regime may be spending heavily to sustain the blackout amid unrest. Some observers say Starlink disruption patterns in Iran appear consistent with China's high-power microwave jamming methods, though independent confirmation remains difficult. Russia has employed GPS jamming since at least 2014, using electronic interference to disrupt navigation, drones, and some US-linked systems in contested zones. European officials have also complained about repeated GPS interference in the Baltic Sea region that has been attributed to Russia, calling it a persistent security nuisance. China, meanwhile, has tested jammers during military exercises and war games, including scenarios that reportedly involve disrupting satellite-based services like Starlink.